Hey Grant Gang, how are you? Welcome back. I'm back. Glad to have you here too. Again, to talk about grants for your Black woman-owned for-profit small business. If you're not live with us here on TikTok, why not? Where are you? We need you. We miss you. Come find us, Black Women in Grants on Tick and Talk. Okay, let go. Y'all ready? Welcome. Hello. We'll let TikTok do its thing to get you in the room. Come on in the room. Come on. Welcome. This is GPA, our Grant Prep Academy for short or long. I don't know. I've had coffee. I have not had coffee in so long. It's messing me up. So, hence the second live of the day. Pop-up live, that is. I'm usually live here with you guys Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern. But I felt like going live again. Why not? Sin, good morning. I'm Dr. AJ Austin, professor here at Grant Prep Academy, our virtual financial literacy institution for Black women, for-profit, small business owners. Hope you guys are ready to talk about grants. Are there any Black women, for-profit, small business owners in the house? Let me know. Talk to me in the chat. I love a good engagement. I charge for my workshops, but this one here today, complimentary. You're welcome. The way you pay your tuition and get a return on your investment is to engage with me in the comments. Ask questions, share ahas, takeaways, etc., etc., etc. Okay? Deal? All right. Now, welcome. Glad to have you here. So we did a live this morning. I didn't have good sale coverage. By this morning, I mean like an hour and a half ago. But I'm back. Heard y'all need me. Heard y'all was looking for me. So here we are. So I wanted to jump on and continue our conversation about finding grants for your Black woman-owned for-profit small business. Hey, Lady D, real quick in the chat, put what you do in the business that you can see winning grants for in the chat. Let me give you a little disclaimer. Your one business idea for one grant that you could really see yourself winning. What do you do in that business? Let me know. Because this is all about sharing grant secrets with you about how to find and apply for small business grants for your Black woman-owned for-profit small business. And I'm excited to share these tips with you, but I need to know what you do. So tell me in the chat. So trucking, I heard there's great money in trucking. What you need a grant for in trucking? Let me know. Create hair and skincare products. What kind? Is it for Black hair, every hair, 4C hair? That's what I got. What does it do? Is it organic? What kind of products? We just had one of our beauty branders win a $10,000 grant within the last couple days for her skincare line. I'm so excited for her. She may pop on here and hang out with us today, but we'll see. Non-surgical body sculpting. Okay, so you get a snatched. Okay. Wigs for cancer patient needed. Using medical insurance. You better get Pacific. Like, this is how we get paid too. You're starting a preschool. How adorable. All hair and skin, all natural. Okay. Notary signing agent. All right, is it Sharaka? Welcome, y'all. Tell me in the chat, have you ever been on this live with Black Women in Grants? Are you following this page? You better do it real quick. You better turn them notifications on so you can know when we're live. I'm usually here with you guys a minimum of 3 days a week. I do these fun pop-ups too, where I get to go off script a little bit. Lots, owner, repairs. Wait a minute, was this our truck driver? Yes. Okay, I'm putting 2 and 2 together. Love it. Follow this page, Black Women in Grants. Turn your notifications on for when we're live. Our regular schedule for the Academy is Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. My name is Dr. AJ Austin. I am lead professor here at the Academy. Also winner of over $63,000 in grants and grant funded opportunities. So I know a thing or two because I've seen a thing or two because I've won several things or two. And so I'm here to share a few of my secrets with you guys. If you want to chat about grants, let's keep this conversation going. So now that I know what you do in that one business that you could really see winning a grant, what exactly would you use your grant for in that one business that you could say yourself winning a grant for? Like, what do you need that grant for? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Because I can share examples of how there are secrets to this grant game. We call it a game. Hello, Amethyst. How are you? While you guys are telling me what you could use a grant for, number one, keep in mind, we are the leading online financial literacy platform for Black women small business owners seeking grants and grant funded opportunities for their business. There are 66.8 thousand of you guys here on this page right now. We literally have the people who write grant checks watch us on TikTok. So with me popping up, asking you questions about your business, giving you a chance to share, engage, comment, chat. You do not know who is on here, who is watching, and who is ready to write that check. So be quiet if you want to. Okay, what mama say, your closed mouth don't get fed. Y'all better speak up and say something in this place. Now, over at blackwomeningrants.com, we have a year-long mentorship that is funded by a scholarship fund. Hint, hint. So check that out. I'll be telling you more about that coming up. But I really want to hear about y'all first and then share a few secrets if you don't mind. I want a beauty center for cancer, alopecia, and women with great hair loss using their medicine. Okay. You need a grant to serve underprivileged clients, counseling, and coaching. What type of counseling and coaching, Amethyst? Let me know. Tori says startup costs for opening a daycare center. Got it. Okay. So let me ask you this, because this is on every small business grant application. How much do you need in funding for your Black woman-owned for-profit small business? Because I want to share some secrets with you. But I need to know what you do, what you would use your grants for if you won, and how much you could see yourself winning. Because there are 11 types of business funding that is available for you. It's an alternative to the traditional like bank loans and business credit and finding investors and crowdfunding. Believe it or not, a lot of minorities don't have access to those types of funding sources, or they don't have the network to build that out to full completion or full success. And so we have what we call non-traditional funding. So I'm going to put this question out there again. Let's see who's really listening, who's multitasking and not really serious about getting grants. Because again, you don't know who on this live show. How much in grant funding can you see yourself winning for your business? For example, how many zeros do you need for that grant check to have for your business? How much is startup cost to start your bounce house and event rentals? Good morning, Texas. How are you? You need about $30,000 a year in grants. Okay. You need $100K to start. Got it. 90 to 20K. Okay. Anybody else want to jump in there with your figure? I'm about to tell you what to do with this number. I see 40K. Okay. Any other numbers? Throw them out there. What you do with this number? Well, first, Let me ask those of you who put numbers in the chat. Have you ever tried to apply for a grant? Have you ever put in a grant application? Let me know. I see 30K, 150K, 50K. Here it says no, she hasn't tried yet. I would love to see a not yet. That would be cool. 50K. I need a yes, no, not yet, no, never, unsure what to do. Y'all ain't unsure. You ain't unsure, girl. You know what to do. If I said figure it out, I'm going to take everything you own. I bet you'll figure it out. Have not applied yet, not yet. Thank y'all for the not yets. Okay, not yetters and don't know where to starters. Here's what we call your grant goal, right? See, you know I'm for real. Listen, take that number that you just put in the chat and multiply it times 10. And I want to see that new number in the chat. What's your new number? So take your 20K, your 100K, your 90 to 100K, your 50K, multiply that times 10, your 30K, your 40K, all the numbers that y'all threw in the chat. Multiply it times 10. $300K. Okay. $1 million. Ooh, that's such a beautiful number. Look at them commas and them zeros. 300K. Gotcha. 400K. Okay, we with some big ballers. When last time y'all seen that many zeros? 300K. I see you. Okay. 500K. Cool. So let me tell y'all what that means. She said never. Love it. So 1.2. Got you. Yeah, well, you seeing them today. Your one day starts today. There you go. Look at all them commas and zeros in this chat. I feel you. Feel good. Type all them zeros out, ain't it? Now, what you do with that number is, this is how it breaks down. Over at blackwomeningrants.com, I teach something called the Fund Finding Formula. And for us, we've won a total. We've won what you guys are putting in this chat. So we've won $181,000 within the last few months as a collective in my mentorship. What that means is I teach you a formula that I've developed over the last few years of winning over $1 million in grants and grant funded opportunities in my personal life and my professional life. And so what that means is the funding formula that I teach increases your win rate when you incorporate what I share. What little tips we'll be talking about today and those that I share in my year-long mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com. And so that means some people say, how long does it take to win a grant? It depends on the grant. The time frame is usually about 90 days from the time they open an application, close an application, deliberate on who application goes to the top of the pile, and then announce the winner. Grants are not guaranteed, but the more grants you apply to, of course, the higher your chances of winning are. Because someone also asked, what's the win rate? What are my chances of winning? Well, if you've never applied yet, you have an absolute 1,000,000% of never winning a grant. Because you ain't got no application out there. So how they know you need money, right? Put right if you caught that. Number 2, the number that you started with is the number that you say you want to see on a check or a combination of checks, right? So that means that you take that number, multiply it times 10, because you have a 1 in 10 chance of winning grants that you apply to when you use the funding formula that I teach over at blackwomeningrants.com. So that means that if you're trying to win 50K, you multiply it times 10, you get 500K. You go and you put that much in applications out there. You find grants that total that final amount, that second number, so that you can hit that first number because you have a 1 in 10 chance of winning. So that means every 10 applications you put out there, you get closer to potentially winning your grant goal, which is that first amount. Y'all got it? Are you following? Is the mathing? Put got it, put mathing, put something in the chat. Let me know we're on the same page. She said, good Lord. Listen, there's a lady, I don't know if she's on here yet. Her name is Ashley Rankin. Ashley emailed me just before I went live with you guys this morning. And she said, I want to update you on how much in grant applications I have out there over the last few days. Y'all want to guess how much Ashley has applied for? By the way, she's won a total of $19,000 in grants and grant funded opportunities. She literally just won $10,000 the other day. So how much do you guys think Ashley has out there with a 10% win rate, right? You say, I can do the grants, just can't afford the formation. If you are struggling financially in any way, grants are not your way out, period. It's not get rich quick. It takes as long as it takes. They're not going to rush a process just because you tell them you're failing. As a matter of fact, that could put you at the lower part of winning a grant if you come in with money problems already. We can go into more detail about that if you need to. But the grant I'm working on is 10K. Got it. Math is mathing. Math is mathing. Cool. So y'all close with the meals. Look at the meals. Anybody else want to guess how much Ashley? I'm looking for her email right now. I got to log into my Gmail real quick. Anybody else want to take a stab and guess how much Ashley has applied to, having won $19,000 in grants and grant funded opportunities? Well, I'll tell you. She just emailed me at 10 a.m. this morning saying, just letting you know, I just submitted for a $50,000 grant today. It was a challenge. She said, but being in the mentorship has improved what we call her grant application strategy, because she now knows how to read in between the lines of what is being asked on these applications. And so her answers were different. They were better. It challenged her. She's seen how to improve and play the games, because a 50K grant ain't no joke. And so she was mentioning how she edited and re-edited her answers. And she said, my new number for total amount in what I've applied to in grant funding for my business is now $451,000. Y'all see how this works? And she just won $10,000 like a couple days ago. Check ain't even hot off the press yet. So you're onto something, dependable. Let's talk about it. So she said, basically read the official rules. Yes, the official rules, we call them the terms and conditions, the rules, restrictions, and regulations of every grant opportunity, which is spelled out. The grant Ashley applied to is still open. It's specifically for Black women, for-profit small business owners. I'm so glad to hear that she applied, because it's on our list of grants that we send out once a month to our mentees over at blackwomeningrants.com. They get a 12-month subscription to our funding list that has over $1.2 million of funding listed on there. So I'm so glad she applied to that one, because that was one of the top ones we've been looking at for her and other businesses in our crew. This particular grant, no, I won't say the name. Yes, you can get it when you join us over at blackwomeningrants.com. But I specifically went through the official terms and conditions, the rules, restrictions, and regulations for this grant, this 50K grant Ashley just applied for recently. And it told you specifically what they are looking for in not just your grant application, but in the story you tell them about what you do in your business. However, we just did a live yesterday, I think it was, talking about how, yes, they'll tell you how they want their questions to be answered, but there are some things that they will not tell you, and they just expect you to know. Perfect example is what Ashley shared in her email this morning at 10 a.m. saying, I've now learned how to read in between the lines of what's being asked. Meaning, grants will ask you a question and expect you to fill in a blank that you didn't even know was there. I have had 2 recent conversations. One was on Zoom with a grant check writer, the founder of a grant that writes checks to Black women for their business now, and told him exactly that. He was telling me, we did a little bit of a deep dive into my application for his grant back in the day. And he told me what he felt like should have been on my application. And I said, well, that also should have been a question on your application. Because how are we answering questions that were never asked? How are we knowing what we're missing and we're supposed to guess and be mind readers? While yes, they'll bring it up a little bit in their terms and conditions. They'll hint around it in an application question. However, they're looking for highlighted moments. They're looking for clarification on some things, and they do not come straight out and tell you. They expect you to know. So, for example, when you come into a grant applying for funding, they off the bat want to understand, number one, how are you already making money? They'll say something like, what is your business model? Or what is your funding model? So if you've raised money, if you've made money in your business, if you have investors, if you've won grants or applied for grants, they want you to address that. But guess what? They are not going to go into detail that specifically every time. They're just going to ask, so how are you making your money these days? And what you may not know is they're looking for numbers, they're looking for statistics, they're looking for what you've done, what you're doing now, and what you see yourself doing in the future. And they will never be that specific with you. So don't get it twisted. There's some lines in between the questions and even the things that they're saying in these quote unquote official terms and conditions. I'm glad I came on your FYP too. I'm glad you're here. They also want to know more about how you're going to use the funds. So when I ask you guys, what do you do in your business? And you just throw out a term, they're going to consider that as a category. Some grants want you to dig deeper. Oh, you're in trucking. What type of trucking? We know nothing about the industry. Educate us. And you got 750 characters to do it. Not words, but characters. That means letters, spacing, numbers, periods, etc. Characters. And you got to be able to do it. And so when they're looking at your grant application, they're looking at what you do, how you describe what you do, how you're making money, or how you're telling them you will soon make money in the future if you haven't started your business yet. Because yes, you can win grant funding for startup businesses. But they're also wanting to know, how are you going to use their money? So they first want to make sure you're making money, or you will, because this is a business. Second, they're like, tell us how you're going to use our money. What's your budget? Meaning, what do you literally need our money for, down to the penny? So if you need a new truck, what type of new truck? How much is it? What's the model? Have you done comparative shopping? Are you leasing? Are you buying? They want to know. But they may not get specific in these questions. And so off the bat, you have to come in educating them. It is good to have a business plan, but they're not going to read your 400-page business plan. So in 750 characters, you better be able to get this out. That's what Ashley literally just was telling me about this $50,000 grant application she just submitted. And she's like, they wanted a lot of information. I had to keep editing and re-edit my answers to meet their 750 character limit. This stressed me out. I've never had to get to the point so quick. So we're putting it out there. It's not what you think. It's a game, and you got to know how to play the game, because they want to know specifically for the money that they're going to sow into your business as an investment, even though you don't have to pay it back, even though it's not based on your credit, even though, it's not a loan or like traditional business funding. They're like, what we about to eat at? Describe where we come into play, how you're going to use our money, like specifically down to the T. So in my case, I submitted an application for a grant last year, and it was selected out of 500 applications. They got it down to 76 people they picked out of 500. I was in the 76. And then they took the 76 and they whittled it down to 10. And they said, would you guys like feedback on your applications? I was like, absolutely. I want that kind of as bad as I want the money. But if I don't win the money, at least I get the feedback. So they sent me my feedback yesterday. Yep, yesterday. I was back. I'm working on my way back from my doctor's visit. And they had emailed me, and I was trying to read it and not get motion sickness riding in the back of an Uber, etc. So when I finally got to a point where I could sit still and read their review of my application, they wanted to know, If you were to host more events like you already do, if you were to help more Black women find funding for their business, give us an example of what a workshop would take to put on, down to the pens that you would order for your people to write with. Now, we write with expensive pens, 20 plus per pen. Okay. So, you multiply that times 20 people in a workshop, that starts your budget right there. Give us the cost of the loose leaf paper that you're going to be taking notes on in your journal. How much per journal? Is everybody going to get a copy of your book? How much is that to ship it out to them? They want down to the penny what you're going to do with their funds. So they want a budget. They also want to get clear on how you're already successfully doing what you do in your business. So, this is a great place for you to ask me questions about what we've talked about so far, because it can go deep, right? Hello, Deanna Joy. Let's talk about Deanna Joy for a minute, shall we? Deanna Joy is in our mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com. She won $50,000 in a grant. Then she won $5,000 in a grant. She's up to $76,000 in grant winnings now. And she helped one of her clients upgrade their office technology to Mac products through grant funding. And now she's a semi-finalist for a $1 million grant opportunity. Can we say, hey, Deanna? No joke. So over at blackwomeningrants.com, she has read the book that I wrote, where my 25 secrets to winning funding is our core curriculum. She's read that multiple times, implemented, and is winning in these grant streets. You hear me? I interviewed Deanna Joy and picked her brain about what she believes she did right to get picked for these funding opportunities and what she feels like you should do to follow in her steps. So check that out over at blackwomeningrants.com. I also just interviewed Ashley Rankin, our recent $10,000 winner who has a skincare line, and it's now funded through a grant that was perfect for her. Picked her brain for you guys in a masterclass format. So you get to hear from grant winners that are where you are. We're all out applying for these funds, winning these funds, reaching back, thanking, sharing, bringing others with us. That's what we do here in the Black Women in Grants community. So, what questions can I answer for those of you who have questions about anything we've talked about so far, about what grants are really looking for, how you really have to read in between the lines, right, Deanna Joy? And you have to answer these questions that they're not necessarily asking, but you have to volunteer information and be prepared. So check out blackwomeningrants.com, because the grants that we win are in the private sector. So what that means is they're funded by big corporations, organizations, and associations, okay? And so places like Target and FedEx and UPS and Verizon and AT&T and Comcast and banks like Bank of America and Chase and Wells Fargo and Regions Bank and JP Morgan, etc. They fund the grants and grant funded opportunities. So they're not necessarily funding just because of the type of business you're looking to start. So I could not tell you where to get a grant for a venue. However, I can tell you how to qualify for millions of dollars in grant funding just for being a Black woman. What questions can I answer for those of you who've been hanging out with us, want more information about your business qualifying for available grants and grant funded opportunities? Let me know. Ask away. Let me give me some water real quick. So before any grants, we have to have our DBA. I didn't say that. Or LLC if we're just starting. Every grant is going to let you know what they want you to have. So they start with the free stuff. Free stuff meaning your article, not your articles, your employer identification number, your EIN, that's free. Your business bank account so that they can know where to send the money if you win, that's free. Your business website, that's free. Your business telephone number, that's free. Your business email address, that's free. There's a checklist over at blackwomeningrants.com called the 5-part checklist. It's the grant checklist for those of you who are wondering what important documents you need to have in place as you start applying for grants. They'll let you know if you need your articles of incorporation, aka your LLC, your INC, your LLP, sole proprietorship status, etc. But every grant will let you know because every grant is different. They'll let you know if you need your business plan. They'll let you know, for those of you who have already started your business, if you need copies of your tax records, your profit and loss statements. It is a list that can go on. And you want to make sure that you got your ducks in a row as you're applying for these opportunities because they want to make sure you're taking your business seriously, that you run a legit business legally, and you're doing what you're supposed to do. If you have more questions, put them in the chat. Deanna says the book is always open on her laptop. Me too, girl. Me too. I'm going back having to remember what I wrote in the book. Dependable, you said you have a grant to turn in tomorrow. You're scared because you don't have the formation part. When you say formation part, what are you talking about? Let me know. Should you call me? No, ma'am. You can join the mentorship and get everything we would talk about on the phone for only $97. Deanna Joy says being semifinalist means $10K in Amazon credit. That's what I'm talking about. We ain't gonna do nothing but shop on Amazon anyway, buying our business stuff. Why not? I don't see why not. Might as well. This grant asks for the proof of business ownership structure. That is why it's a local grant. So yeah, most grants that we win and we have access to monthly in our mentorship is going to ask that you be Black, a woman, for profit, based in the United States, and own at least 51% of your business. And then again, they'll tell you if they want you to have your business structured under your articles of incorporation. In most states, well, I'm going to speak for Georgia. It's $150 in Georgia to get your articles, and it's $50 a year to renew. And so save up if you have to, borrow the money if you have to, or wait for that opportunity to come back around and you just missed that check this time potentially. That's how you got to look at it. This is business. It's about making money. You guys are learning how to ask them for the funds and tell them why they should give it to you over the hundreds of people who are prepared, who do have their ducks in a row. And so you got to be ready. Tony, you can get a copy of the book over at blackwomeningrants.com when you come join us in the mentorship. It is a scholarship over there that is available to you if you're ready to join us. It's only $97 for a full year. Regular price is $997, but we got you through the scholarship fund. Texas is $310, okay. $300 in fees in Tennessee. But when you look at the return on investment, if $310 could get you access to $310,000 in funding, would it be worth it? Is that a worthy investment or not? Because I know we spend more than that on vacation hair, nails, eyelashes, shoes, bags, plane tickets, hotels, eating. I'm just asking. Yes, ma'am, I understand now how important it is. So, it's up to you. Because if it were me, I would go do what I got to do to get that fund up. Make sure I keep that. Here's how I think about it, and it's all mindset. This is all mindset. Do you believe enough in this process? I would find the money. I would then say I got a year before they ask for me to renew this thing. Let me go see how many free grant applications I can get in to send copies of this paper to while it's active and go get this money. And then that way, by the time it's time to renew, thank you, Mr. Grant Check Writer. We can renew for the next 5 years, babes. 300 is nothing to us now. You know, that's how I think. She said, Miss Shay said it's very much worthy. Didn't pay your cable bill just to have my, amen. I was thinking, hey, you know, it's been times, years, long time ago. I was on food stamps. I would go buy some food, return it, get a gift card, get gas to go to events, to make money, to do what I gotta do. Come on, sisters. We black women, honey. If we want it, oh, please believe it's gonna happen. But you have to have enough drive and justification behind it, okay? It's no sale. It's a scholarship, Mo. I need you to change how you think, girl. You might not be ready for this, honey. It's a scholarship. It's not a sale. You understand the importance. Good. It's even more important than we're understanding, because the fact that these people, that's all they ask for. They say, send us a picture of, really, they just want the number on the form. They want to know that you are as invested in your business as you want them to be. And that's what it is. Yes, ma'am. Sacrifice now to get where you desire to be in the future. It doesn't take a lot, y'all. It's all about how you're thinking about it. Is it a worthwhile investment? Do you believe in your business enough? Do you believe in your ability to apply for this funding and potentially win soon? Do you believe in your ability to stay consistent, keeping these applications out there? Do you believe that you can sharpen your skills with every application out there? Do you believe that soon you can win 1 in 10 applications that you apply for? Do you believe that if you, like Ashley, she says, I invest 15 minutes a day. How many? Let's see, 15 and 15. That's 30 minutes in 2 days, an hour in 4 days, an hour and a half in 6 days. So she invests an hour and a half to 2 hours every week applying for grants. And she's now applied to $410,000 in grants and won $19,000. Do you think she's thinking about a $300 LLC fee right now? And Deanna, we know you got millions of applications out there. Not just millions of dollars in applications, but millions of applications. Listen, okay? Y'all better come on. And DBA is free at the courthouse, y'all. Don't do that to your business. Go for the big dogs. Think beyond your state and your city. Don't nobody care about a DBA but your local county courthouse. That's country. I live in the country. I'm speaking from experience. Don't nobody care that that's in your local newspaper. A grant will never see that. Guess what they will see? A state registration. Incorporation with your state versus your city or your little country town like me. Okay? So get out of the free mindset. Go ahead and check that off if that's what you need to feel good. But go invest. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to waste my energy on that today. I'm feeling good today. Got some caffeine in me. Okay. Deanna Joy. She says, how should I answer projected growth buying trends for your market? Put it in Chat GPT. It's your BFF. And let me know what it say, girl. Put all your milestones, your winning stack. Deanna Joy, I'm trying to think. I don't know when our next class is coming up. Thank you, girl. I'm even more beautiful in person. I lost 20 pounds because I ain't had an appetite. But yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, plug that in. Let me help you a little bit more. Okay. So projected growth, you know how we talk about, what do we call it? Vision casting is the word that we use in the Grant Game mentorship, right, Deanna? And so they are asking you to look at where you came from. Look how far the Lord done brought you, right? They're asking you to look at where you are. And based on where you came from and where you are today, where do you see yourself going? Project that into the vision. Show them how you're going to grow with and without their money. And then buying trends for your market, it depends on which business you're pitching, because I know you multifaceted over there. But that's the same thing that I got in a feedback from my application yesterday. They're like, tell us how many women are winning money from the help that you've given them. So I can say, well, there's Deanna Joy, who I met, and she read our book, and within a matter of days, she applied and won $50,000. Does that help? She's now won $76,000. Now she's a semifinalist in $1 million grant. Without Black women in grants, who knows where she would be today? Hello? buying trends. So they're like, well, tell us more. What is her buying trend? Well, she shows up on GPA. She shows up on the calls that we did for a whole year, monthly, once a month, to get help deeper. She's connected with other women in the program. She's connected with other women in grant programs that have paid her. Come on, numbers. So they want to see numbers, they want to see statistics, and they want to hear how you're growing before they start sowing. Hey, hashtag bars. Got it? Yes. You've been overthinking this question for financial literacy programs. Child, let that robot think for you and go plug that in. You're so welcome for the inspiration. What other questions can I answer for those of you who are still here? We've talked about how grants really want you to highlight your need for their money, but they also want to know what you've done successfully on your own and what you can see yourself doing without them. They also are looking to make sure that they understand how you're going to use their funding because you got a budget ready for them. And they want to get clear on what they're now calling data, aka numbers on how much you've made, how much you can see yourself making, projected growth, vision casting, all that good stuff, same thing. But they're wanting to know how you're already successful at what you're doing. And as I mentioned, if you're at a place where you're like, I can't go on if I don't win this grant, I may have to close my business doors, they're going to be like, close them, babes. Because we are not your end all be all. We don't want to be your sugar daddy. This is a one-time grant, so it will not be yearly. You're supposed to be showing us how you're going to take this money, flip it, and make it grow versus it bringing you out of a hole. So I have heard it just bluntly put, if you have already been making bad financial decisions in your business, a grant is not your lifesaver. It's not saying not to apply for grants. It's saying don't come with a desperate energy of, oh Lord, I ain't gonna be able to make it if they don't write me this check. Child, do you know how many other people are saying the same thing, applying for that same funding? Flip that. Show them how you're digging yourself out of the hole. Talk about the mistakes you've made, how you're making better decisions because you got a better plan, and their grant funds are a part of that plan. And here's how their funds plus your plan is going to help you multiply the impact that you have, not only in your business, but in your community. Because you're going to use that to sow back, right? Right. Okay. Don't you want to move with a moving train versus somebody who like, child, I got this new Mercedes Benz, but it ain't got no gas in it. Girl, I'm finna call an Uber and go home. Good night. Deanna said, could I use my Girl Scout experience, how tools I'm creating can add value to institutions? It depends on the experience. Is it as a Girl Scout or as like a Girl Scout troop leader? And what exactly is that experience? How does it relate to your business and what that got to do with the grant? All that. Consider that. So if you're new, you will not have any revenue. So what do you put? You put the vision. You put the projected growth. You put the vision casting. They're going to say, yes, you're starting up, but have you checked off this list? You got all the free stuff out of the way, right? You got your business legitimately set up. One grant that's out there, and I think it's the grant Ashley just applied to, they're saying, if we give you this money, put it in writing with your signature that you promise us you will still be in business a year from the day we give you our funding. So they're like, show us how serious you are about your business. If you're about to go out of business before you get my funding, you're going to go out of business after you get my funding. What's going to change? Sell us that vision. So even if you haven't started yet, you're considered a startup grant or pre-revenue, you haven't made money yet, or you haven't made as much money as you would like, that's okay. They're still funding for you. However, yes, they're going to want to hear parts of your business plan. How do you plan on making money? How will you market? Who will you sell to? How much do you plan on making? When do you plan on starting this business? How long do you plan on being in business? What's your succession plan? If you want to get out of the business, sell the business, how are you going to hire more people to help you? How are you going to duplicate your services? That's where grants come in. Well, I'll be able to hire an all-women team that specializes in this and takes off half of my workload so that I can go out and make more money, win more grants, etc. You got to sell the dream, even if the dream ain't in action yet. And that's what we help you do over at blackwomeningrants.com. Got it? Leadership, point of view, Tell ChatGPT to break that down in elementary terms. That right there, leadership point of view. Girl Scouts aims to crew help create entrepreneurs. How? Just selling cookies, setting a goal, creating customer service skills, creating sales skills. How? You got to break all of that down, Deanna. Show them that leadership skills. Following you, taking this from a hobby to legal business. Get on it, doggone it. Somebody else will. Another thing to consider when it comes to grants is they do not know you. They don't know your business. All they know is what you're putting on these applications for the most part. That's how I go into it. Like, my job is to semi-educate you, but also they want to know the importance behind your work. I'm literally reading what they wrote me yesterday for a $50,000 grant. They said, we acknowledge the importance of your work in bringing grants to Black businesses. However, tell us why this work is so important. Now, some stuff is unexplainable. Like, we can't explain if all 14 of us that's on this live was in a room together and we each gave each other a certain look, how we would all be in communication without saying a word. You can't explain that in an essay application for a grant. However, we can talk about the need for those of you who are here today to get funding for your business. Okay? And so they're like, they could be a fully white panel. They don't know what it's like to be a Black woman needing funding for their business. They could be employed already, so their checks are coming in. They're like, break down the importance of the work behind what you do. So for those of you who told me what your business was, you told me how much in a grant you wanted, you told me what you could use a grant for, etc., they're also going to want to know the importance of your work. How do you know your work is so important? Everybody thinks they have the next big idea. Just like when Oprah went off the air years ago, everybody thought they was the next Oprah, but we ain't met her yet, right? It's been years. We still waiting. That's because it's only one. But we knew Oprah was who she was because others told Oprah who she was by showing up, watching her show, making her the billionaire that she is. How do you know your work is good? How do you know your business, product, and service is good? Do you have testimonials? Have people paid you for it? Have they written you about it? Have they told you, without you, I would not be a $76,000 grant winner and $1 million semifinalist? Have they told you that they need you to keep showing up? That they're happy to be on your live? That they're happy that you popped up on their FYP? Have they told you the importance of your business, product, or service? That's what a grant want to hear. How do you know your stuff is so good that it's needed in the marketplace compared to what it could, what could already be out there, etc. Right? So hopefully this is getting your wheels turned. I don't know about y'all, but I love talking about this stuff. Very passionate about it because it's easy to find a list of grants to go apply to. You can Google, find your own list of grants, determine if they're a scam or not, and be just as confused when you get your rejection letter as the day you applied. However, because we're having these conversations and talking strategy, we have more Black women equipped to win the funding that is available for your Black woman-owned for-profit small business. But you got to do your part, get your ducks in a row, get that vision right, sell that vision, and start getting these checks. That's what it's about. Deanna says, I'm having to make my grant pitch to 10 slides, currently at 21 pages. Get busy! And don't load it up with bullet points. Go back through the book in the mentorship, Deanna. Watch the video at the end of the book of me pitching my business, winning $500. I had maybe 8 slides. You got this. You can do it. And it goes by quicker than you think when you're pitching. So, hope that helps. And follow that template, honey. Also, Deanna, one of our partners in the program, you should have the link to it, has a pitch deck template already built in their program. If you want the direct link to that, let me know. Because you should already have an account with this partner and be able to log in and find the template. I can help point you to that if you need help with that. Don't try to do the slide deck from scratch out of memory. Follow what the investors will be looking for. I know money is important after natural disasters. I have been the resources for helping. So those that you have helped, you need to get testimonials, video and written. I'm so glad I found you. I'm so glad you helped me. Here's what you did for me. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't blah, blah, blah. That's what grants want to hear, and that's what they want to see in these video pitches. I am glad you came across this knowledge as well. What other questions can I answer for those of you who are hanging out? If you're over at blackwomeningrants.com claiming your spot in our mentorship program, let me know. If you need my help getting logged into the portal, I'm happy to help. Because there are secrets to this, and you need to know what they are. You need to know if you're implementing them the correct way. You need to make sure you're applying for grants that are looking for you to apply for them versus you just applying for any random old thing, etc., etc., etc. So, over at blackwomeningrants.com, I told y'all there is a scholarship available to let you come and train with us for a full year for only $97. That's a part of our scholarship fund. That includes a copy of the ebook I told y'all I wrote with my 25 secrets to finding and winning grants. May I ask your stare okay, you mean my state? I'm in Georgia. Let me see pages. Oh, I see you, Deanna. Got you. So there are 25 secrets that I discovered to finding funding for my business and securing small business grants and grant funded opportunities being a Black woman for-profit small business owner. I also discovered there is a list of 60 things that a grant will cover for you in your business if you know how to ask for it correctly. And then as you apply for more and more grants, you're going to start seeing what we call frequently asked questions. There's a series of about 27 of them, okay? And so you want to be prepared to answer these questions. And so I give you my answers to several of these questions in a way that has gotten me checks written for my business in these grants, in pitch competitions. We just won Entrepreneur of the Year from another company that was funded by Office Depot, Office Max. So we got 1.2K in grand prizes from that opportunity as well. And so you want to follow the template, follow the steps that I've laid out, that I'm showing you how I'm winning money, how Deanna Joy's winning her money, how Ashley Rankin's winning her money, and many, many more. We have 300 of you guys in the mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com, not only getting help with these frequently asked questions, but how to answer them by being inspired from how I answer them and how I've won, because there are tactics to this. There is strategy to this. And again, these are my answers from winning grants and getting scholarships for business training and development programs. And so in my personal life, I've won over $1 million in grants and grant funded opportunities, from schools to one of the cars I drive today, all funded by somebody else's money. Okay. Now, I'm showing you how to do that in the professional space over at blackwomeningrants.com. If you're interested in doing things like applying for grants, applying for scholarships for business training and development programs to help you flesh out your business idea more, getting into small business pitch competitions, writing better small business grant essays, and again, having the template for how to do that. That's all just in the book. And again, the book is over at blackwomeningrants.com. And there's an app that'll read the book to you. Okay, so we fancy, okay? We've done some virtual events, some trainings that you can get the replay to that give you step-by-step walkthroughs for how to develop your small business grant strategy and fill out your small business grant applications using our fund finding methods, as well as how to apply for these small business grants in a way that your application stands out among the masses. So if you really want to know insider secrets to like what it's like to find these grants, to apply and to win, from my perspective, from the perspective of those who have won that are in our crew, We teach you where to look for these grants, how to qualify for them, and what types of small business grants you should be applying for according to where you are in your business. So, for example, how many of you guys are in the startup phase of your business? You're still in the idea phase. It's in your brain still. Maybe it's on your Bopruta, as my little niece used to call computers when she was little. Maybe it's in a journal. Maybe it's in your phone or a series of emails. I can't tell you how many emails I got to myself. Like, don't forget about this. Remember this. Maybe it's just a phone conversation that you've had with a bestie. Like, girl, one day I could see myself blank. Okay. That's a startup business. And so that means that where your business is right now, you need to be applying for what's known as startup grants. Where do you find those grants? Google startup grants for small business and see what pops up and go through the ones, guess which ones are scams or not. Or I can send you a list of startup grants every month for 12 months as a part of the mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com. For those of you who have already started making money in your business, you've already put it out there what you do with your product or your service. People have already started paying you and recognizing you for the work that you do. Where are you? Raise your hand in the comments. Say me, something like that. Because you need to be applying for different types of grants that'll help your business grow from where you are right now, where you've been able to successfully get it yourself. You want to get funding added. Any businesses that have started that are making money, because you need to be applying for what's known as a growth grant. Same process. You can go online, type in growth grants for small business, figure out which ones are legit, apply. Or I can send you a list of those grants as well from joining the mentorship. That's if you're serious about grants becoming a part of your funding. Okay, so it's 15 people here. One person answered the question that they're in the startup phase. Okay, 2 people. So if you're not talking, you're stalking. That's our motto here. I can see everybody that's on here. I can call you out by name if that'll help. Dependable's been talking to me. Lydia, where you at? Justelle, where you at? Sticks, where you at? Mo, you a little quiet. You was chatting earlier. Lakeisha, where you at? Ayana or Ajanya, where you at? You bowed out since you seen all the work that go into applying for grants. User 703, where you at? Tan, where you at? Amethyst, you still here? Graceful, where you at? I can see everybody on here, and y'all need to be talking to me. Because these types of workshops I charge for, but I'm here on your behalf to help you, pouring back into you as a give back because you're part of the Black Women in Grants community now, right? Okay, you're welcome. Get it together, Joy. Do it in the webinar, girl. Those are a lot of fun until I get bored. So good luck, girl. Always a pleasure to have you here. You said, I can apply and still apply for my LLC? Yes. It don't take long for your LLC. All they want is a check and the information trail. Startup. Y'all still here? Oh, okay. Y'all working. Okay. Talking to coworkers, listening in the background, and on TikTok. I got it. You're in the startup phase. You're in South Carolina. Yes, ma'am. Y'all still here? Okay. I see y'all waking up. Hey, y'all. What questions can I answer for you based on what we've been talking about? Dependable, the best way to work with me is go to blackwomeningrants.com. Click that special link that'll give you a scholarship to join us in the program for a full year for only $97. There's Klarna and there's Afterpay in case you need a payment arrangement on the $97. Those are available options. And you get everything we've talked about, from the copy of the book with my 25 secrets to the app that'll read the book to you, to the virtual boot camps and events that we've done, access to our partner programs that you can join under other scholarships that they have for their programs. And they also share tips on business, like how to do business partnerships and create your pitch deck, like I was sharing with Deanna Joy. If you're looking for public relations and marketing and sales and branding and website and email marketing and social media marketing and help with goal setting, we have partner programs. And I've been through all these programs that I recommend for you guys growing your businesses, that you can go join for free and get help with that if that's what you so desire. That's the best way to get into my world and come learn. Get your hands on the checklist I told y'all about to make sure all your digital ducks are in a row when it comes to getting that article of incorporation, getting that employer identification number, submitting those documents digitally, making sure you have them on hand, diving into the world of AI, like I was sharing with Deanna, with how to get help on some of these grant questions, but in a way that feels authentic to you. And then for those of you who feel like, I'm not a good writer, I'm not a good storyteller, I never know what to share, what do I say when they ask about my story? We did a 3-part compelling storytelling class that is based on the $50,000 grant that Ashley just applied to this week. Yes, you can still apply if you don't have your LLC yet. I love that you put yet. In the storytelling class, this $50,000 grant opportunity told us exactly how to tell your story to them to capture their attention during their grant application process. So I did a 3-part class breaking down what this grant was looking for. So if you know how to tell a story on a $50K level, imagine applying for a $5,000 grant, a $2,500 grant, and your chances of standing out to win because you now know a $50,000 storytelling strategy. That's what I'm saying, y'all. We are in this to win. Grants are a game, and you got to understand the game. You got to have an action plan in place. And I share 2 of my action plan strategies, meaning every day that you are looking for funding for your business, here's exactly what you should be doing, what you should be working on, so that when you look up 30 days from today, you'll be so much closer to that goal you put in the chat earlier that it's unbelievable. So our overall strategy, when you come in and take the mentorship seriously, you learn what I'm teaching you. It's 24 hours worth of content. We got videos, we got audios, we got worksheets, and we got a book and the app that'll read the book to you. By the time you learn what I'm teaching you and you apply it, within 90 days of you applying step by step exactly what I teach you, you have a very, very, very good chance of winning your first grant. Ashley Rankin just did it. Within the last 90 days, she's won $10,000 doing exactly what I taught her to do. Deanna Joy read the book and within a matter of days won her 50K, her first 55K, excuse me. And I told you we interviewed her. We interviewed Ashley. Their interviews are in the mentorship. I got to add Ashley's today. I keep forgetting to add it. I'm about to add it. So that whoever joins first today will get a copy of that. And we bring grants to you. We also have a video teaching you how to get grants to flood your inbox every day. If you really want them to, they will. They come directly to you. So you can go out and apply. Any questions? Let me know. Any questions based on what we've been talking about so far? And again, if you're over at blackwomeningrants.com, getting logged in, the scholarships are first come, first served. They do get got. So it's people on here who ain't saying nothing, but over there signing up. If you need my help getting logged into the learning portal for the mentorship, let me know. I'm happy to help you get started if you've already registered and joined us. There's a link, but some people missed the link, so I want to make sure you get logged in. Tracy Brown, you want to know everything? Chow. You got to get the replay. The replay comes in a playlist in the mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com. Say sent one comment. Let me see what this means. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Is it better to do your own articles of incorporation or should we have someone else to do it? That's up to you. I am not going to put myself out there advising you on that. You got to make an executive decision, child. Do what feels right for you and your business. What other questions y'all got? Let me know. Let me get Ashley's interview linked really quick. Let me find our adding her interview. Can we get a grant for salaries and office supplies to sustain your business? Absolutely. I just won $900 in office supplies. New desk, new chair, new filing cabinet, new pens, journals, other notebooks, highlighters, markers, magnets, you name it, I want it. Courtesy of Office Depot Office Max. So yes, you can absolutely. Do I speak at different events? No, I don't. I don't know what I just did right there. About to mess some up. What other questions can I answer? I am actually adding Ashley's interview to our welcome package. So, when you join us in the mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com, as soon as you hit register, it's going to take you to a second page. And that second page is where you get a link to what we call the Learning Portal. The Learning Portal houses your welcome packet. You need your welcome packet to have access to every single thing the mentorship offers. And so that's to get you started. It has your list of grants. It has your list of partnerships that you can go apply to and get in for free with these other business training and development programs. It has the Finding Funding ebook that you definitely want to download and get started reading. It has how to download the app to read the book to you. It has the links for the trainings that I told you we've done that you get access to as well. I forgot about this, but Ashley Rankin put together a grant tracking sheet of all the grants that she's applied to so far and those that you can click the links and apply to as well. So while she's applied to $410,000 in grants and won $19,000 plus in grants and grant funded opportunities, she's leaving behind a path for you to follow if you want to start winning some of the same funding she has. So her grant tracker worksheet is a part of the mentorship. And again, you can join us for only $97 for the year over at www.blackwomeningrants.com. Are there any questions, any ahas, any takeaways, anything you've discovered since joining us here today? Let me know. Any questions about anything we've talked about so far as it relates to finding, applying for, and potentially winning grants for your Black woman-owned for-profit small business, reading between the lines, having a grant application strategy, all that good stuff. Let me know. I am refreshing Ashley's interview that we just added to the welcome packet. So those of you who are joining the mentorship today will have direct access to that. Hot off the press. First come, first serve. Okay. I think I mentioned that with our grant mentorship that the scholarships are first come, first serve, and they do get got. So I got to make sure I share that with you so that we can say we had this conversation. Are there any questions? Let me know. I know y'all multitasking. Me too. But we about to wrap it up. Let y'all get back to work and me probably go catch a nap. Ooh, the mailman. Wonder what I got. Did I order anything recently? I don't know. We'll see soon. Okay. Let me find this to upload and make sure that that gets uploaded. There we go. Any final questions before I go? I am about to wrap up as soon as I get this uploaded. Make sure that our newbies to the Grant Game mentorship get logged in. And that will be all she wrote for today. This is my second live, and I can tell in my voice. I'm usually live with you guys Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the Black Women in Grants page. So please make sure that you follow this page, turn your notifications on so you know when we're live and when I do my pop-ups, which I've been doing lately. They're a lot of fun for me. All right, we got that added. Welcome, newbies. I see you guys joining, claiming your scholarships over at blackwomeningrants.com. Last call for questions. You got like 10 seconds, and then I'm going to wrap us up here. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me, asking questions, engaging in conversation. It's always a pleasure to offer support for Black women, for-profit small business owners, teaching us how we can find funding for our business. It is available. And you just got to know where to look. But not only that, what to say, child, when you're looking. So, that's all I got. Again, I'm Dr. AJ Austin. Meet me over at www.blackwomeningrants.com, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Have a phenomenal rest of your day. God bless. Bye, future grant winners.